You know what? You know what? Huxley will always stand by me, won't you? Crazy puppy? Crazy puppy. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we are checking out Stand By Me, the 1986 movie. I have no idea what this movie is about, if I'm being honest with you. The screen grab that Netflix has given me has 4 kids on it. I'm assuming that these 4 kids are our main characters, and it kind of reminds me of It. It gives me that It kind of vibe. This movie, I feel like maybe was a book by Stephen King. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that this was a book by Stephen King. And so it's kind of funny that these has 4 main character kids, and It also focuses on these main character kid like groups. I don't know, it just kind of has that It vibe to me, but I really enjoyed It, the first It. The second It I thought had some big flaws in it, but the first It, chapter 1, I really did enjoy, and I really like the dynamics of the kids in that movie. So if this is anything like It at all, I'm really excited to check it out. Again, I have not read the description of this movie. I've heard of this movie quite a bit, but I have no knowledge of the movie. I've just heard about this movie by name, like quite a bit in the comment section of this channel, but also just in like day-to-day life, people will be like, oh, that's like Stand By Me. Oh yeah, Stand By Me. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, Stand By Me? And I'm like, I've never seen that movie. And they're like, oh, okay, you should watch it. But like, I've never heard someone give me a plot description of it, and Netflix is trying to shove the plot description in my face, and I'm just going, no, Netflix, no thank you, please go away. So I have not read that. I don't know who the cast of this movie is. Again, I can only see the 4 kids, but I do not recognize any of them. Maybe they grow up to be famous actors, maybe they don't. I don't know, I just don't recognize them by their faces alone. And yeah, I don't know if this movie is a horror movie. I feel like this movie might be sort of like a coming of age story, perhaps, because it's young kids. But I don't know if it's horror. I don't know if it's a comedy. I don't know if it's anything. Stephen King makes me think it's horror because he makes a lot of horror. However, I do know that he doesn't just make horror movies. Or horror books. He does write, sometimes, on occasion, he does write books that are not horror. So this could be based on a non-horror book, but for some reason, I think it will be based on some form of horror. Maybe the focus won't be a horror movie, but it'll have horror elements in it, because I feel like Stephen King likes to put those horror elements in it. But yeah, anyways, I'm really excited to get in this movie. But before we get in this movie, we got to do the lighting. So let me turn on my light, and then we can decide what color I want it to be. Boop. Nice. Okay, so the lighting today, I think I'm going to make it very simple, and I'm just going to make it green, because the background is a forest, and I feel like if I'm going off of It chapter 1 logic here, a lot of the times the characters will probably spend their time outside. In It, they spend a lot of time in the forest outside, or on the road outside. There's a lot of trees around them, and the background of this movie is suggesting that it's going to be sort of the same thing. She's just being a dog. I don't know what to explain to you. Just shh. Yeah, but so the green is in honor of the forest setting that I feel like this movie will take place in. If it doesn't take place in a forest, then my lighting is definitely wrong, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going with my gut and saying this is taking place in a forest because of the one screen grab that I have in this movie. But before I get into this movie, if you'd like to watch more of my reactions, you can check out my Patreon, where I have uncut reactions to many of the movies I watch on YouTube, as well as early access reactions to my TV shows and movies such as Cobra Kai and many of the other movies I have on YouTube. There are also 2 exclusive Patreon movies a month. Sorry, she's being weird again. 2 exclusive Patreon movies a month that you guys on Patreon get to choose. Thank you so much if you check it out, and let's get back to the video. Okay, let's get into this movie. So without further ado, 1986, Stand By Me. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of hoping for a feel-good movie. I kind of would really like a feel-good movie right now, so I'm hoping this is a feel-good movie. You know what? After that headline, maybe it's not going to be a feel-good movie. Oh my god.
I was living in a small town in Oregon called Castle Rock.
This is Stephen King Castle Rock, this is Stephen King.
He didn't have much of a chance in life. His dad was given to fits of rage. One time he held Teddy's ear to a stove.
Oh, I just noticed the ear. I didn't even notice the ear until he said that. Oh, poor guy.
Oh man, you guys are not gonna believe this. This is so boss. Oh man, wait to hear this. Wait to hear this.
He's my favorite character. He's my favorite character already.
A week later, his mom cleaned out his room and threw away the map.
What?
I've been trying to find.
Why would she do that? That's so mean.
Go squawking to the cops after you boosted a car, you idiot. They're gonna want to know how the hell we got way out on Back Harlow Road. Now they know.
Oh, they're also criminals. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Call. They traced those calls, stupid. I seen it on Highway Patrol and on Dragnet.
Did he say nominous? Did he say Did he say an anomalous or anomalous?
I know the Back Harlow Road. It comes to a dead end by the Royal River.
This actor is so familiar. The kid with the burnt ear.
Wednesday we're going over to the drag races the next day. We're Roxal till dinner tomorrow night.
Man, that's a plan.
That is a good plan. That kid is a genius.
Vern. Come on, Verno. Vern. Vern. Come on, Verno. Come on, Verno. Verno.
Yay, Vern! Yay, Vern! I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Coca-Cola, by the way. I noticed it before and I forgot to say it. Coca-Cola.
In April, my older brother Dennis had been killed in a Jeep accident. 4
Oh,
months
okay.
had passed,
That
but
makes
my parents
sense.
still hadn't been able to put the pieces back together again.
Okay, but you still can't neglect your other son. He's still your son, and one of your sons is still alive and wanting your attention, and you're just neglecting him. You can't do that. Like, I understand you have to mourn, but still.
Hey, Mom, I'm going blind.
Hey, don't start with me, porcupine. Come here. Come here. Give me a hug.
This is so sweet. He seems like such a good big brother. They're keeping his room pristine, kind of almost like a memorial. He just said that? What the heck?
Gordo.
Hey, man.
You want to see something?
Chris is kind of awesome too.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Come on, man.
What is it?
Oh, man, you gotta see this.
Come on, man.
I feel like Chris acts tough, but he has a kind heart and he cares a lot about his friends.
Is it loaded?
Hell no. What do you think I am?
Huxley wants to watch Stand By Me with me.
I didn't know it was loaded. Honest. You swear? Yeah, I swear.
I feel like he's telling the truth. I feel like he's telling the truth. He wouldn't want his friends hurt.
Hey, girls, where you going?
Hey, come on, man. My brother gave me that.
The guy in the black, was he a vampire in The Lost Boys? I have to watch this movie, Huxley. Sorry about that little brief break from the movie. Huxley was getting really happy and excited and she wanted to play, so I had to pause the movie. I had to play with her for a little bit, pet her for a little bit. She wanted all the pets in the world, so I gave her all the pets in the world, and now we can continue the movie.
Come on, just forget him.
Chris seems like such a good friend. I keep saying it, and I think it's true. Every time he does something, it's so much more true and more apparent.
I brought a comb.
What do we need a comb for?
Well, if we get on TV, we want to look good, don't we?
So true. So true.
That's pussy.
Hey, it's a long ways.
Did your mother ever have any kids that lived?
What do you mean?
Oh my god. I love this movie so far. It's just so wholesome. The four kids together work really well.
It was Vern's idea. Why didn't you bring something?
What am I supposed to do? Think of everything? I brought the comb.
Oh, great, you brought the...
I brought the comb. I brought the comb. The comb is the most important part.
Just like the beach in Normandy.
Teddy, get off the tracks. You're gonna get everyone hurt.
Skin it.
That is such a fun little thing that they have. I love that so much. Such a good way to end the conflict too, you know? Make sure everything's good. I hope that they get into a car crash and explode in a great ball of fire.
Hey, Vern. Looks like your mom's been out driving again.
Why do they keep making mom jokes? And why does he have a war? He has like he's very addicted to war. Aww, they're such good friends. What the heck? I love their relationship so much.
I've been noticing lately that the A and the E are starting to bend around the sides.
Ned's tits are great.
This is like exactly what the boys would talk about too.
Billy told me they were slipping for beers, and they came up with a Gucci just before they got into the car.
Oh no.
And bang!
Oh no. I feel like this is true. I feel like this is what's gonna happen.
Rude the pooch.
Does the word retarded mean anything to you?
Gordy, go get the provisions, you morphodite.
Don't call me any of your mother's pit.
Their banter is so good.
Dad, can I have the potatoes?
That's what I hear, son.
Are you gonna see Jane after the game?
They're avoiding him. They have so much favorites. Wait, that didn't make any sense.
When you're out there tomorrow.
Pop, did you read the story that Gordy wrote? Gordy wrote a story.
The brother is so good. The brother is so nice.
You start in on the girls and his mind's all over the place. Dorothy, I don't know how many
I really
times
liked
I've told you when I say
Oh, he's the only person in the family that really believes in him. I know the mom kind of did too, but I feel like not as much, you know, as the brother.
Sick him, boy!
Now he said sick 'em boy, but what I heard was chopper sick balls.
Yeah, that's what I would have heard. That's what I would have heard too. Oh my god.
You call me that? You little tin weasel peckerwood loony son.
Oh, something to strike a chord with him.
Down your neck! Or can he go? I'm gonna kill him!
Come on,
That's a little drastic. That is a little drastic.
foul mouth whore master.
Man, you son of a bitch! I'll
You
kill
come back
you!
here. Come back here, you hear me?
Why is this guy picking fights with kids? Like, does he have nothing better to do? I know they were trespassing on his property, but like, come on, they didn't take anything. It's kind of petty.
A night without armor and a savage.
Vern, you tried your best. Vern, I would sing with you.
Yeah. Like if he's really bad, like all cut up in blood and shit all over him, I might have nightmares.
Really? You didn't think about that before? I'd probably have nightmares even if he was just a normal dead body.
Shoes good.
A KLAM news break.
Is that the gang? The gang name? Oh.
How were they looking?
Hey, I was right, Charlie. They ain't never gonna find him.
Would you hold still?
Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Lollipop, lollipop, lollipop. Ba-boom, boom, boom, lollipop, lollipop. This is such a good song. I love Lollipop. It's just a bop.
Meet Teddy and Vern while we'll be in the shop courses with the rest of the retards making ashtrays and birdhouses.
No. You're not stupid, Chris. You are a good, smart person.
Smart guys.
Beat a lot of pussies is what you mean.
No, man. Don't say that. Don't even think.
It feels like they're in a relationship. I'm gonna be honest. It feels like they're in a relationship. Are they in a relationship, or are they just really good friends?
You down. You hang with us, you'll just be another wise guy with shit for brains.
Honestly, if these two are in a relationship,
You think Mighty Mouse?
I wouldn't be mad, and I wouldn't be surprised if they secretly loved each other. I just think that they're really good friends.
Place in 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if a train comes, there's nowhere to go.
You jump into the river. You jump into the river.
I'll be waiting for you on the other side, relaxing with my thoughts.
You use your left hand or your right hand for that?
That was a really good one. That was a really good joke. He's so smart. I was gonna say, you can feel the vibrations on the tracks when the train's coming. Sometimes you can even hear the metal screeching before the train comes. It's like this high-pitched like buzz almost. It's kind of cool. I live near train tracks, so I know that. You gotta go faster than that. Vern, you're slowing down the whole gang. You're slowing down the whole gang. Your comb is going to fall. How is he gonna look good on the news without the comb? That's actually like top 10 anime deaths. The comb. The comb. Oh, I feel so bad for him and losing the comb. That was the one thing that he brought and he was proud of bringing too. Fern! Fern, are you gonna have to jump? Are they gonna have to jump? Oh, what a shot! What a shot! Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm glad they're not super hurt.
Why'd you cook your dick? Be a small meal.
Poor Fern.
Screw you guys, I got
it. They're all my favorite. I honestly don't think I have a favorite. I think they're all my favorite. If I had to choose one, it'd be Chris. Fern is a close second with Gordy and Teddy. I don't know. They're all good.
I don't know about any highboy Glenn, but what a blimp. No shit. She looks like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Vern, man. I love him. Champion of the pie eating contest. Champion of the village. Oil. Ew, what the heck? Ew, what the heck? Castor oil. Ew, ew, don't do it, please. Don't do that, please. Oh, that is so gross. Ew.
Coming at you at 100 miles an hour.
Ew. I don't think I'm gonna like this, am I? I'm not gonna like this.
Bill Travis knew it. He was covered with 5 pies worth of used blueberries.
Ew. Ew. That is so gross.
Bill Travis embarked on Principal Wiggins.
Ew, this is so gross.
He barked on a lumberjack that was sitting next.
Ew, this is so gross. Ew.
And he runs away and he joins the Texas Rangers. How about that?
I don't know.
Something good like that.
I feel like that's kind of what Teddy said. Or that's what kind of what Teddy wants to do, maybe? I don't know. I feel like everything Teddy said is a projection of his life.
But did you ever notice that they never get anywhere? Just keep wagon training.
They just keep wagon trading. You know what? I said at the start of this movie that I wanted a wholesome movie. So far, I've gotten a really wholesome movie. A really kind of feel-good movie.
No sign of the enemy. The fort is secure.
He is addicted to the army. His dad probably drilled it into him. He even wears a dog tag. I didn't notice that before, actually. He even wears a dog tag. That would be me if I was standing watch. That would be me. The visual gags are good in this movie. Very good. He said he'd been dreaming about something a lot lately, hasn't he? This must be the dream.
Should have been you, Gordon.
What the heck? If the dad actually said that, I don't think he would have said that, but he definitely means it by his actions.
Maybe you could go into the college courses with me. That'll be the day.
You're smart enough, Chris. Yes, listen, that's what I just said. Listen to me.
I just got a 3-day vacation. Did you take it? Yeah, I took it.
But no one asked. But no one asked. That's the point.
Anyway, she saw her chance and she took it. I was the stupid one for even trying to give it back.
No, you weren't stupid. You did the right thing.
I just wish that I could go someplace where nobody knows me.
Start a fresh life, start a new life. I'm getting chills right now. This scene is phenomenal.
I guess I'm just a pussy, huh?
No! Crying is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. That's what I've learned through life.
The freight woke up the other guy.
The train cut scared me. I thought he got hit or something. What the heck? Why did they cut it like that? That was so rude.
I've never spoken or written of it until just now.
Okay, so what I understand is that this movie is about the main kid, Gordy, and he's writing about the event that's happened, and this movie is like the book that he's writing, kind of, right?
If we cut across this field right here, we'll be there in an hour. I think we should stick to the tracks.
Stick to the tracks. Stick to the tracks today, boys. Stick to the tracks.
Yeah. Let's go. Take
No,
no prisoner!
that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. I don't know why it is, but I think it is.
I guess for those guys, protecting their mother's good name wasn't the top priority.
Hey, listen, Ace, maybe me and Charlie should...
I'm so upset. These guys are gonna go try and find the body as well, and they're gonna run into the kids, and it's just gonna suck. They're gonna ruin everything. They're gonna ruin the happy vibes. Oh, get out of that mud, please. You don't know what's in there. There could be, like, a lot of mosquitoes. There could be leeches. I don't know, actually. I don't think there would be leeches in the mud. I hate leeches, but I don't think there would be, but there could be... I don't know what else lives in the mud. A mudfish? Oh, don't even go in there. That is where leeches live. That is where leeches would live. If no, don't. There's gonna be something gross in that movie, or in that water.
Hey, you know, it's not that deep. You can walk across.
Oh, please don't go in, and please don't let there be leeches. Just make it be like. Just make it be like just gross water. Guys, please get out of the water. It's dirty water. There's probably bacteria in there or something. Please get out.
Man, come on, you guys.
Oh, there's one in his arm. There's one in his arm. There's one in his arm. There's a leech on his arm. I saw it.
It's a leech.
Leeches! Oh my God!
Ew, 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 ew. Why am I watching this movie? You don't rip them off. You don't rip the leeches off. That doesn't help. You have to slide like a card under them.
Hey, Cordy, man, there's someone on your back. Get him out!
Ew, 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 ew. Is it over? Is it over? No, it's not over.
Oh, shit, Chris. Oh, shit, man.
Oh, no, 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 no. Please don't. Oh, this hurts me to watch. This actually pains me to watch. I'd faint. I would faint. But he just fainted on all the leeches and they just attack him again? Oh my, imagine. This is the grossest thing I've ever seen in a movie in my entire life.
Hey, too much flinching. You like it? You like it? Too much flinching. Too much flinching. You like it?
Oh, he's about to become the Hulk or something, get enraged. Oh boy.
Take out the papers and
It's in the trash. I love this song. I really like this song. It's so good.
There he is! I see him! Look! Look over there!
No.
I see him!
Hey, that's a screen
None of us
grab.
could breathe. Somewhere under those bushes was the rest of Ray Brower.
This is really sad, actually. The shoe in the tree. Hit by a train. Oh.
Why don't you guys just go over there and look for some branches, okay?
Okay.
I love these one-on-one conversations between Chris and Gordy. They're probably my favorite parts of the movies.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you know about this?
Oh, no. No.
Get out of here.
Vern's out of there.
Okay, Chambers, you little faggot. This is your last chance. What do you say, kid?
Why don't you go home and fuck your mother some more?
Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No, 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 no. No. Gordy. Yes, my man. Ace was actually going to kill Chris, though. He was actually going to kill him. What the heck?
You must have at least some of your brother's good sense.
Oh, cocks it. Oh my god.
Suck my fat one? Whoever told you had a fat one a chance?
I did.
Biggest one in 4 counties.
The leech went for his, so there must be something down there, you know what I mean?
We were supposed to be heroes. Not this way, Teddy.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I got chills again.
And although many thoughts raced through our minds, we barely spoke.
Oh, it's so pretty. All the wide shots in this movie have been so beautiful.
See you in school.
Yeah.
Such a weird way just to be like, okay guys, okay, bye, I guess. If they kissed, Chris and Gordy, I would not be mad. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Teddy tried several times to get into the army, but his eyes and his ear kept him out.
No.
I'd heard he'd spent some time in jail and was now doing odd jobs around Castle Rock.
No. That's so sad.
I'll see you. Not if I see you first.
Oh, what if they don't see each other? What if they don't see each other after that? No.
Men got into an argument. One of them pulled a knife. Chris, who had always made the best peace, tried to break it up.
No, and he died. No. That was the newspaper at the start of the movie. Oh my god.
Okay, I'll be right there.
That's what you said an hour ago. Yeah. That is so true. That is actually so true. What the heck? Like the friends from that when I was 12, 11, 10 are friends that I will remember forever and people that I still keep in contact with even if I don't see them, even if I haven't seen them after years. But friends nowadays, it's kind of just like, feels like they come and go sometimes, you know what I mean?
Has come.
That was Stephen King and the book was called The Body. Okay. I got chills at the end of this movie. I got chills a few times, but the end gave me lots of chills. Why is it recommended me Godzilla King of Monsters after this movie? I feel like they're very different. And that is my reaction to Stand By Me, the 1986 drama. On Google, it is classified as a drama. I'd say like a drama kind of coming of age sort of movie. But yeah, that movie was so good. And I am amazed about how good it is with how much just kind of nothingness seems to happen in this movie. The whole movie is about this group of 4 boys trekking across the land, like 20 miles, I think, to get to a dead body. And there's not a lot of action in the movie. It's mostly just dialogue and talking. And I was a little concerned when they said that they were heading towards the body. I was like, okay, this is the plot of the movie. They're going to go try and find this body. I was a little concerned because child actors especially, can they hold up an entire movie? I know sometimes they can, like in It, they can do it, but sometimes they cannot. And these child actors did a phenomenal job. I will get into the acting later on when I talk about the actors, but especially Chris and Gordy, those 2 characters, whenever they were together, whenever they had their one-on-one conversations, my heart was like exploding towards them, and I would get chills. I could really feel their emotions, feel their connections towards each other. Not just the actors doing a great job, but the writing for these characters as well was phenomenal. Every single character felt, well, every single one of the 4 boys at least felt very like deep and rich and emotional and like real people, like real kids, which was the best part about this. They didn't feel older than their age. They didn't feel younger than their age. They felt like the age they were supposed to be, and that made the movie so realistic. I thought the writing in this movie was spectacular, all caps, no lowercase, all caps, spectacular, with 8 exclamation marks at the end. I don't know. I thought the dialogue was witty. It was like not maybe fast paced per se, but the insults that the kids had were super unique and super funny. They were so good. The pacing of this movie, it never really felt slow, even though not a lot happened. Somehow the writers managed to create these really entertaining and fluid scenes that went from within each other, and even though nothing was really happening, the characters were still were just talking the whole time. It still managed to be really engaging, which is something that doesn't happen a lot in movies. Sometimes when a movie is a lot of talk and not a lot of action, the movie can get really boring. It can get bogged down by the lack of action. But this movie, it did not. The pace was great, especially because the movie was only an hour and a half long. It managed to like do everything it needs to do in this amount of time. If the movie was longer, it might have started to feel kind of slow, kind of maybe bogged down by just kind of the same walking, talking that had been happening the entire movie. But the movie was pretty short, or was very short for a movie, actually, only an hour and a half, actually under an hour and a half. So I think the runtime really added to the feeling of this movie, just kind of like the runtime suited what this movie needed. If the movie was longer, I feel like I would have liked this movie less. I don't know why. I feel like I just would have liked this movie less. But yeah, the writing in this movie was phenomenal, except did they really have to add that leech scene? Like, come on, I hate leeches, and that leech scene was by far the most disgusting leech scene I've ever seen. I feel like I don't see them too many times in movies, to be honest with you, but just in real life, I went to this like leech museum once. I don't know why. Oh no, I went to a bloodsuckers museum once, and it was like all these animals that suck blood, which already kind of terrifies me, but my friends wanted to go, so I was like, fine, I'll tag along. And they had this whole exhibit of just different types of leeches, and they had like the actual alive leeches in like these tanks like swimming around, and they were like all stuck to the glass on the walls because they could like sense the people walking around or like see the people walking around, and they were trying to eat the people. And there were some leeches that were like this big, and they were like long and skinny, and it was like just saw something out of the corner of my eye and it looked like a leech. It terrified me. I don't know why there'd be a leech flying in my room. They can't even fly, but yeah, now that I'm thinking of leeches, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. But yeah, terrified me. I was already scared of them, but that made me actually petrified of them. And this movie had this horrible scene. It was a good scene, but horrible scene of leeches, and like it was bad enough. And then he looks down in his underwear, and the look on his face, I was like, oh no. This is bad. This is so bad. And when he fainted, I was like, I can relate. I feel like I might faint right now too, to be honest. Like my head was getting pretty light during that moment in time. It was not a fun experience. That leech scene, I feel like the writers could have just left that out of the movie and everything would have been fine, if you know what I mean. Something that I'd also like to just ask you guys in the comments, was the song Stand By Me, the song that played at the end credits of this movie, was that song made for this movie? Because I know that they have the same name. That doesn't mean that the song is made for the movie, but I think that's kind of a cool coincidence if the song was not made for the movie and they had the same name, because I feel like the song works really well with this movie. And I also think it would be cool if this song was made for the movie, because also then, like, I've been listening to that song so many times in my life and I've never once known that. So that would be kind of cool if it was. But yeah, let me know in the comments if that is what happened, or yeah, if this song was made for the movie. Speaking of music though, the score of this movie was really, really interesting. It was really good. I didn't notice much of the actual instrumental score, to be honest with you. I was very invested in the characters, and so I can't really talk about the instrumental score because, again, I didn't notice it. It was very subtle, but I feel like that subtlety worked very well from the movie. The actual inserts of real songs like Lollipop, Lollipop, stuff like that, like those songs throughout the movie were really good. They were all like these classic songs that everyone nowadays still know, I feel like, so the songs have aged very well, I feel like, in terms of the movie. Like, sure, this movie probably, like, the songs in this movie would still maybe not be relevant, but people would still know them, especially the older generation would still know these songs because they grew up with these songs. But for my generation, no one's grown up with these songs. These songs were made in like the 50s, the 60s maybe, and so like they have, like, I'm very happy that they chose these 50s songs. I think they were the 50s, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they were earlier or later. I'm saying 50s, these older songs, and they're songs that are still, at least in my life, that I've heard and that are still relevant in society today in some aspect. So that's kind of cool that they chose these songs and that they're still relevant. I don't know, I thought that was cool. I thought they were good inserts. They didn't overplay these other songs, and they were kind of added at these right times that made the movie feel all happy vibey. And then yeah, speaking of the happy vibey sounds, this movie is kind of really what I wanted. I was really nervous because I was like, I kind of want just a feel good movie, and I saw these 4 kids. I was like, okay, it's probably going to be like a really good feel-good movie, and then it immediately opens with a guy getting stabbed in like the newspapers, and I was like, oh no, maybe this is a horror movie. And I got really nervous because I kind of just wanted to like sit back and like smile at these kids just having fun and making fun of each other's mothers and stuff like that, and that is what I got with this movie. The dead body kind of puts like a fun little spin on things, but the dead body was not the focus of the movie. The focus of the movie was the relationship between these 4 boys and their journey to get to the dead body and then what they would do there. But the dead body was just a plot point to get the boys moving and to make the story was not centered around the boys. It was actually centered or the dead body. It was centered around the boys, especially Chris. And this is what I think was really interesting. Gordy is the one who's writing this story right now, and the story that he is writing is the movie that is playing, right? It's like he's imagining while he's writing, and then I feel like that imagination is kind of what the movie is. That's how I'm interpreting it. But it's kind of interesting that he chose Chris to be the main character of the movie, or of his story. Like, it's from his perspective, but Chris is the main character. So it's kind of interesting that, like, the author himself, is not the main character when he knows everything, when I feel like Chris had more of a spotlight on him. There was more emphasis on his character than any of the other characters, including Gordy. So I thought that was really interesting that Chris was the main character. It kind of proved how much Gordy really did care about Chris. Honestly, I thought they were going to kiss at the end of the movie or something, like steal a little kiss, but this movie was made in the 80s, so probably that wouldn't happen in an 80s movie. I don't know. I haven't seen a movie from the 80s where like people have been just openly gay and just kiss people, but I'm not sure. Maybe there is a movie out there that's like that. But yeah, I thought, it was like, if they kiss, I wouldn't be mad, because I feel like they kind of really love each other. But it was a platonic love and care, and it was really awesome, and both actors did a great job with that, and the writers did a great job with that. And again, I thought it was really interesting that Gordy chose Chris to be the lead of the story when it is from Gordy's perspective. So really interesting stuff to think about tonight when I'm editing this reaction. Stuff to think about, at least. Yeah, that's really cool. Besides the kid stuff, we had also like the hooligan stuff with Ace, who, yes, he is in Lost Boys. Also, Corey Feldman is in Lost Boys. I totally forgot about that. He was one of the 2 vampire hunter kids. I totally remember that now, and with the really deep voice. He was so good in that movie. How did I forget about him? That's why he looks so familiar. But yeah, we had the head honcho guys, the guys in the car smashing the mailboxes and stuff like that. Like, their stories were cool, but I didn't really need them in the movie per se. Like if they were out of the movie, if they were cut completely from the movie, I feel like nothing for me would really have changed too much. My enjoyment of this movie really kind of lay with these four kids, our four main characters. And so whenever it cut to these older guys, I was like, okay, cool, but let's get back to the kids, because I'm way more interested and invested in these kids than these hooligans who don't really have any development or much development. They were kind of just mean people in the movie for the sake of being the mean people in the movie, because the movie, I feel like, needed some form of human villain, bad guy sort of thing. I don't know. I just thought if they had been taken out of the movie, I don't think much would have changed. Maybe I'm wrong, but upon this viewing of it, I feel like I didn't need them in the movie, if that makes any sense. Okay, getting into the cast now. We're going to start with Chris, because I felt like he was the main character of this movie, even though Gordy was the narrator. I think Chris was the main character. River Phoenix, where do I know him from? His face looks familiar. Is he from anywhere? Anything that I would know? Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I've watched that movie, but I do not know what character he would have played in that. Anyways, I thought he did an exceptional job. I thought he was the best actor out of all four of the boys. He was amazing in his role. He gave all of the emotions. His performance was deep and it was rich. It felt like he was a very mature actor for his age. I don't know how old he was when he was filming this movie, but man, he was so good. Like the tears and stuff, and just the way he spoke, especially to Gordy. I could feel his love towards Gordy and to the rest of the group, the care that he had, how he was like acting tough because no one else could see anything else from him. So why should he kind of become something else if no one else can see anything else from him anyways? But he still wanted to be that someone else, even though society was telling him no. It was so good. His character, the writers did a great job, and his performance was very nuanced but very emotional when the emotional scenes hit. I thought he did an amazing job. River Phoenix should get all of the claps that you can muster, audience. Like, he did a phenomenal job. Will Wheaton as Gordy, I thought he was really good too. The other characters, Gordy, Teddy, and Vern, were kind of all tied for me. I think Teddy may have been my least favorite, but I think that's just because he had kind of the least amount of things to say in this movie. At the start of the movie, I think he had the most to say, and then he kind of dropped off in favor of Chris and Gordy's stuff, and then Vern was just the comic relief kind of the movie. But Gordy, I really liked. I liked, again, how his older character chose Chris as the main character. I thought that was really interesting. I love how much Gordy cared for Chris, and you could see that care kind of develop throughout the movie. Even though it was always there at the start, you could see kind of Gordy come to realize how much he cared for Chris by the end of the movie. Like, maybe he didn't know it at the start of the movie, and he did at the end. I thought that was really cool. And I don't know, I just thought that, again, all the emotional scenes between Chris and Gordy, they were perfect. They were on point. The actors did an amazing job. I don't think I could criticize them for anything. Like, I couldn't do better than that. I'm a bad actor, but you know what I mean. Like, their performances were top notch. Will Wheaton also deserves all the claps. Corey Feldman, I loved this guy in The Lost Boys. He won me over immediately. He was so good. And in this movie, I think he was my least favorite of the boys, if I had to choose a least favorite. But his backstory was super sad. His burnt ear, it gave me like a heartache every time I saw it. I was like, oh, it's so sad. But I thought they did a really cool job with his character, how he was super obsessed with the army and how he's super obsessed with keeping his dad's image, even though his dad abuses him, beats him up, and literally almost killed him by shoving him into a stove or something like that. And that is a really interesting thing, and I think a lot of people have gone through that at some point, and I don't know the scientific name for it. I don't know the name for it, or whatever he had, whatever kind of mental issue he was going through. But yeah, it is something that is very interesting, how even though he's been abused a lot, he still looks up and respects his dad. That was a really interesting thing about his character, and I thought he played the subtleties of that really, really well. When he was crying on those like long shot, when they had just left the scrapyard, that was really good. I thought he was the weakest in the emotional scenes. Well, I mean, Vern didn't really have any emotional scenes, but out of the three who did, I thought he was the weakest. But I still think he did a really good job. But I think he excelled where the humor was at. Him and Vern are Corey Feldman and Jerry O'Connell. They excelled more with the humor and with those quick witty lines about like each other's mothers and stuff like that. That's where I thought they excelled at, and Corey Feldman in that aspect did an amazing job. He deserves all the claps too. All of them deserve all the claps. Jerry O'Connell, the last person I'll probably talk about. John Cusack was in this movie as well, so I'm a genius. He was the brother. I might talk about Kiefer Sutherland, but he didn't really do much in this movie, so I don't know if it's worth it. But Jerry O'Connell as Vern, he was so funny. He was just a delight to just watch on screen. He was so funny. His lines were really, really good. But I think his character was his character might have been my least favorite now that I think about it. Even though I liked his lines the most in this movie, his character I felt like lacked the most depth. He still had lots of depth, don't get me wrong. There was still a lot of depth with his character. I just think the other three had way more to them than him, and he was more of just a comic relief over everything else, if that makes any sense. And I thought Jerry O'Connell with the comedy did an amazing job. Again, Vern was a delight to have on screen whenever he was talking, especially that campfire scene when he would just interrupt Gordy's story every 10 seconds. That was hilarious. That was my favorite Vern scene. I just thought he did a fantastic job. Okay, Kiefer Sutherland I'll talk about really quickly because I think I have a little bit more time to talk. And he was like good in this movie. He's really good in this movie. Or he's a really good actor in general, but like he didn't do much in this movie. I'd say his character was lacking for me. He kind of just felt evil for the sake of being evil, and Kiefer Sutherland is really good at acting evil. We saw it in The Lost Boys and as a vampire, and we see it now. I thought he was very villainous. He was very menacing when he was on screen. I was nervous when he was on screen. I just wish his character Ace had more to him. I wish he maybe had more scenes, maybe extend the movie by 15 minutes and give these hooligan group gang Cobras more backstory or something like that. I don't know, just his character felt a little bland to me. But yeah, I thought he did a really good job too. And that is my review and reaction to, I almost said River Phoenix because he's on my Google homepage right now, but that is my review and reaction to Stand By Me. I hope you enjoyed my reaction, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these beautiful people right here. It means a lot for you to be supporting me, supporting my channel. Huxley was in here, and then she left because she was getting all crazy and she was starting to like rip up my room, so I had to leave, make her leave. But she also says a big thank you, and thank you so much if you listened to my review all the way through. It means a lot for you just to listen to me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And I will see you next time for my next movie reaction.